28-0 for all the ladies out there wondering. Sersky.
You're crazy. Yep. Yep, you're insane. Okay, so yeah, I didn't know if you were or not, but I had it just in case. But okay, so we can't talk about you being a dad for the first time.
Yeah, nah, I never had kids.
Okay. Hey everybody, welcome to DBYT Podcast. I'm Taisha, your host, and today we have Eric.
Yes, Sersky. Eric, Holy Designer, COV head honcho, I'm in the building.
For sure. So today we get into first times. That's what we're talking about today. And at first, I was thinking, dang, what can we talk about? But then I was like, I really don't know nothing about him. So first of all, what do you do? And yeah.
Well, I'm an artist, I really just like to make money. I sell clothes, I customize clothes. That's really all I do. I make money and then I play hard. That's it really.
How long you been in the music industry?
Music is like a hobby more so. I've been rapping, like going to a studio, I guess, since like 2018. My first time was going like August. So yeah, and I've been doing it for fun and really take it serious. Like 2022, I took it for fun, kind of. For real. I meant like I shot music videos. I shot one here. So yeah, since I'll say like music is more of a hobby, clothes was really got me in position, got me where I'm at right now. Clothes and art.
Okay, and how long you been doing that?
Graphic design. I went to college for that. I went to Georgia State. Shout out Georgia State University. I went out there 2014 to 2018. So I've been doing graphic design since like my sophomore year, probably about 2015. So what's that, about 9 years?
Yeah. Making
clothes since 2018 when I got home from school after I graduated.
What's your end goal for that? Cause it seems like that's more your thing.
I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of effort and a lot of work got to be put into it to become like a Louis Vuitton and an Off-White and all that. So I don't know if I want to take that route,
Okay.
But I don't know. I didn't plan for it to be like what it is now. Like when I first started, I didn't think I'd be sitting here doing the podcast. If you told me I'd have chains on and doing a podcast 4 years ago, like I'd be like, no, I wouldn't. So yeah, I'm just rolling with it, having fun, seeing where it take me,
I feel that.
Yeah.
I actually started my podcast in 2019.
Okay.
So I've been doing this for
strong.
you know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for a little minute. But like one day I just was like, I like talking. I'm gonna do it. So like literally
good.
Within like 3 days, I had everything set up.
That's good. Follow your dreams. That show you. Follow your dreams, man. Don't give up. Don't let anybody sway your opinion or discourage you or nothing like that.
Yeah, it's like the moment you do that, it's like you really doing everything for nothing. You know what I mean?
You giving up. You letting the enemy win.
So, getting into first times, what was your first job?
My first job was Waffle House. Shoot, I was like, 15 or 16. Waffle House. Which one was it? It was the one on, I want to say on 278 right there.
I say we got so many.
Yeah, I know, right? I think I was bouncing around. I worked at the one on Hazelbrand for a little bit. And the one over there on Honey Creek. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I was bouncing around, man. But I was only there for like a month or two.
How was the first day?
You remember? Do I remember? I remember like one thing I do remember about back then is like they gave you a free meal. Man, I bit into them cheese eggs, boy. That junk was so good, and I just got hooked. I remember that. Yeah, Waffle House definitely.
We had to pay for our meals. I worked at Burger King.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when I worked at McDonald's, I had to pay for mine too though. That was next.
They gave us discounts, but if my managers wasn't using theirs, I'd be like, let me use it. Because they got it for free.
Right.
But
got to, because we were only getting like $7.25 back then.
No, my mom, she'll tell me, like, when she had started working at Taco Bell, like, a long time ago, like, they was getting paid, like, $3.
Yeah.
How did you have all of this making $3?
See, I don't know. The economy just changing. But it's different now than when we were in high school, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that ain't even that long. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. This junk.
But it's like, you could be making over $20, and you, like, it's so much pressure. Yeah. Like, you got to get a car, got to get a house, I mean, some people got families. Right. And it's like, we still can barely get what we need.
Yeah, it's like just enough.
What's the biggest lesson you learned from your first job that you still carry with you today?
Waffle House. Biggest lesson. Like when you're in a bad situation, you know, just tough it out. It might suck, you know, but it's gonna get better. You can't stay stuck in a bad place forever. You keep moving, you're gonna eventually get to the other side of that. So, yeah, 'cause
Now
that
was
sucked.
was that with like did you get that from a customer experience or just like being there in general?
Really, it was kind of just being there in general. Like I think just being a kid and wanting to go hang out and knowing, dang, I'm at work at 2 on a Saturday when I could be out playing basketball with my friends. Like you
Yeah.
know, it's kind of more so like that. Um, so yeah, wasn't really anything wrong with the job
Yeah.
per se. It was just how I wanted to do it. You know, little kid stuff.
How long you stayed there?
Told you I think like a month or two.
Oh,
Probably
and that
like
was
two,
it.
3 months, yeah. And I was bouncing around from different ones. But I worked at McDonald's. That was probably like sophomore year or junior year of high school when I was at
Okay.
Waffle House. And then I think like the beginning of senior year I started working at McDonald's and I worked there a whole year till I graduated and went to Georgia State.
Got you.
So,
You went to Georgia State all 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I went right like fresh out of Newton, I went straight to Georgia State.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went to Valdosta.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
My cousin was down there at first, but then it's like when I was, I think you might know her, Lex. What's her last name?
Ooh, that's common.
crazy. So what's her last name? We don't got the same last
A
name.
lot of Lexus.
But she, my cousin, she went to Valdosta. And I was like, she already was like, what, 3 years ahead of me. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go down there with her. She'll be a senior. I'll be a freshman. But then she was like, oh, I'm leaving. I was like, oh, well, I'm coming. So it's cool.
At least you still went, though.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Valdosta, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like the best. And I don't know if it was me that made, because, you know, you make your own college experience.
Right. You do, though. You really got full control, no cap.
Like, you don't have nobody there to be like, oh, you need to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, I tried the party life at first when I first got there. I was like, this ain't for me.
I feel you. Kind of how mine went.
It was just like a whole bunch of people. We crammed in this little bitty house, no AC, everybody sweating, nobody doing, like, it was horrible. They charging you about $10, $20 a party, and it's like,
exactly.
What? Y'all ain't even feeding us.
Yeah.
Like, no AC. It was just, it was crazy to me.
That jump was crazy, man. College, boy, that jump crazy. I'm saying. And I sell my T-shirts full time in the daytime. They know that though. Yeah, I've been bouncing around Covington 4 years selling my shirts all over. So yeah, I do that every day.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's not going anywhere.
That's that's consistency.
Appreciate it.
That, like, I don't think a lot of people understand like how important that is when you're trying to make a point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like everybody want to do stuff and they be like, oh, I don't know why I'm not where I want to be, and da 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 da. I was like, well, are you putting in the work that you really need to be doing?
It's a lot though. Like, it's way easier said than done. Like, I'm talking about way easier. You gotta really, really want it. You gotta really want it. You can't just see somebody on TV rich and be like, oh, I want that, and just say that and think. Nah, you gotta really like go through the failures and the lessons and learn from them and redo the same thing over again with what you learned and see if you beat it this time. And you know what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's a lot for real. So, yeah, it's crazy.
A lot of people be scared of failing though. And
yeah, that is true.
But why do you think people be scared to fail?
I don't know. To me, that don't make sense because if you don't try, you're going to fail automatically. So it's like, I don't know. That one don't make sense to me. Like, I've heard people say that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, definitely. Older people too. People older than me. And it's like, what the heck? Like, why would you not try? Like, if you try, it's like 50-50, like, you know?
Yeah,
but
I mean, honestly.
If you don't try, it's 100% fail, like, you know? So, I don't know.
I don't get it. I mean, honestly, I don't get it either. Because it's like, if you want something bad enough, you gonna find a solution.
Right.
I mean,
because
it's too many avenues.
Right.
Like, if something not working, okay, either try it again with a different approach or find something.
Right, try something else, yeah. It's we live in America, like, you open to do plenty out here, like, for real.
Now, okay, so going from job to, like, the relationship aspect of your life. Okay. When the first time did you fall in love? Or have you ever?
Yeah, I did. I'll say probably, like, what, 8th grade, probably?
8th grade? What you know about love in 8th grade?
Not on no real. I mean, when I got older, I was in, like, I loved the shawty, too.
Okay.
Type. But, yeah, like, I say the first time, like, you know, a little childhood boy crush, school type, you know. Like, I say 8th grade. And then, like, for real, like, when I was older, really loved the shawty, I was, like, what, 23?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So
first.
through that romantic little situation you had going on, what you learned about yourself, like while you in a relationship?
Um, if you're gonna be overly caring for your partner, like if you just like a genuine person and you just like to do for your folks, be with somebody who appreciate that and respect it. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't just be out here giving your good blessing and good heart to people who don't deserve it, because they really gonna take advantage of it and not treat it the right way. You know,
Damn.
so that's what I learned for real.
Did you see the signs?
Yeah, and I ignored them,
Oh.
and that was my own personal, like, I was tripping. I was in a bad place in my life at the time, beating myself up, being too hard on myself. So I let the bad happen because I felt like I deserved it. But I don't feel like nobody should ever get to that point, because, like you said, there's too many avenues out here for you to like be letting a relationship bring you down. Like, man, go get you some money, go to the mall and buy you something, and go do something, you know,
Go
like
have
skydive.
fun.
Yeah, go do something. Man, you gonna forget all about that, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
Nah, you
that's what I
speaking
learned
for
for real.
real.
Yeah, I mean, it's just real, man. You know, I'm gonna be open, you know. That's one thing I'm not gonna flex.
Because a lot of people, I feel like, even when we in a relationship, sometimes we just kind of be like, "Oh no, it's okay. They ain't gonna always do that."
Yeah.
And you let it go too many times, and it's
Right.
like, well, you conditioned them to think like that it was okay.
I feel like you right, but I kind of feel like you would expect them to be like, okay,
That's
I'm
enough.
looking out for you. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would expect they know when to stop, you know, like we grown, you know
Yeah.
when, okay, I'm looking out, but you know
When
better.
you taking advantage of
Yeah,
me.
like they know better, you know what I'm saying? So it really just, that's why I say you got to know the person you with heart. Like, you got to be with a good person if you're going to be that caring type of individual, you know what I'm saying?
So, what was like one of the most challenging things about that, or was that one of the most challenging things in your relationship?
One of the most challenging.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I'll say the most challenging thing, to be completely real with you, is that I had a soul tie. That was the most challenging thing. Like, I had to get over the shawty completely. Like, she wasn't, you know, like, nah, I needed to get over her. And it was like I kept going back because I felt like glued to on some weird stuff. Like, I'd never let myself get like that again. But
Now, can you
kept,
explain what a soul tie is for them,
um,
or to the best of your
yeah,
ability?
okay. Without like opening a dictionary and you know what I'm saying? Like, a soul tie would be like a strong bond to, I would say, another person.
Okay.
Now, if you got a soul tie to a bad person, that's when it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? So I had a soul tie, and I'm sure a lot of folks go through, like, you know, the whole, they call it like a succubus or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the whole, you know, I'm sure plenty of folks been through that. But yeah, soul tie is a strong bond to a person. So yeah, I had a soul tie to a negative situation, and yeah,
How
that
did
was
you
the
come
hardest
over
thing.
that?
Selling, becoming an entrepreneur,
Okay.
selling my clothes for real, like really like put all my sadness, I guess you could say, like depression, whatever, into my hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and went out there every day, and from the first day, I swear, like the first time I ever sold a shirt out here in Covington, cause I started at Stonecrest, but the first time I sold one, well, it was in Conyers, it was over there behind Quick Trip on Salem.
Okay.
I
know
had
exactly what
me
you're
and my little brother. I was taking my little brother to the barbershop, and we had a bag full of gloves and beanies that I had made with Kobe Bryant picture on it. Kobe, it was around the time he died.
Okay.
So it was like Kobe, Nipsey, and Tupac. I had like a little picture of them on the glove stuff. We walked around for a little second before we went in the barbershop. We asked like the few folks standing on the parking lot. I asked this old man. He was like, "How much?" And I was like, "Shoot, you tell me." Like, I ain't never sold none before. He gave me $5 for like a hat. And I was like, all right, cool. I could, like, once I got that $5, like, bro, I can do this every day. And I went out the next day, Food Depot parking lot
Yeah.
on Salem Road. And I remember, like, first day I made, like, I'm selling my shirts for $10 a piece. I made probably about $70, $80 the first day.
Yeah.
And then I just kept going. It was like 100 the second day. I'm like, bro, I'm just starting, like, you know. So I just put all my negative emotions, really pretty much all my emotions and everything, put my all into selling my clothes and, you know, just getting some money.
So you started investing in yourself.
Yeah, and it wasn't just no, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, it didn't come to me like just like laid out, like, okay, I'm gonna get over this by selling my clothes. Like, it was
Right.
like, no, it was like gradual, like, you know, it was like it was like I realized like once I started getting money and getting myself in a better position, I'm like, man, I don't need this negative situation I keep attaching myself to, and yeah, like you said, focusing on myself more, expanding. Once getting an emotional attachment to my hustle. So when they kick me out of Food Depot, I'm like, oh, what I'm gonna do. Now I care about that more than I care about the relationship,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I really like managed to get into it. So I say my advice to anybody: if you're going through something negative, you got a soul tie, you got a negative situation, a heartbreak, whatever, man, go hustle, go find your passion, and go try that. Like, go put all of your negative thoughts and all that, like, depression, whatever, into your craft and your hustle, and go make you $1,000,000 and forget about that.
Like, I can't, like, man. I relate to that because it was a time where me and my first love, we was going through a real rocky situation. He was in another relationship. I'm single. He going back and forth with like, oh, I want to see you, da 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 da. And I'm like, well, I gotta talk to you anyway. I got something on my chest that you know what I'm saying. And for a long time, my throat chakra was blocked. I didn't want to say the wrong thing. I didn't want to give the impression like something is wrong, but something was very wrong because it was like consistent years of just me holding back just so I didn't make him upset or make him look at me in a different way, like, oh, this not Taisha, but really I'm mad as hell. And I need you to notice, even if you are with somebody else or whatever, like, I had planned to do a lot. Like like, literally, I was talking to my homegirl. I was like, oh, we need to go. We need to go down there. We need to go see him. Like, I know it's going to be a little trip, but we got to go because it's not a text message type of situation. It's not a phone call. Like, I need to see you face to face type thing. And he already had moved out of state and everything. So I was like, yeah. And then one day he hit me up. His brother was graduating, and he was like, I'm going to be in town, da 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 da. He texts me every day. Every day. I'm like, okay, we can do this. And mind you, I work 12 hours. Damn. And on the weekend, at that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we switching from night shift to morning shift type stuff. So I'm telling him, like, all right, I do work on that Friday, but when I get off, we can meet. Even though I know I got to be up. And
dang,
you know what I'm saying?
Next day, yeah.
Yeah.
12 hours.
So the day come, and I ain't hear from him. So I was like, what the hell going on? You know? And when I tell you that broke me so bad, it broke me. I wrote myself a letter. I wrote a letter to him, cried about it, and then I was like, oh, I gotta go up. Cause he not hearing me for real. He not feeling me for real. And I think at that time, that's when I started getting all this inspiration. It was like the poetry side of me started coming out, started writing more. I started actually doing videos on it. And I don't know, like you say, like the passion just really came out because it was like, now I got to show you that I'm better without you, and I don't need you for my validation. I don't need you to tell me like it's gonna be okay because I know it's gonna be okay type thing. And that, I don't know, that I just related to your story a lot. So
appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, like I think a lot of hustlers get motivated to get into doing what they do off of trauma. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy though.
Yeah, I think trauma, a good distraction for trauma is hustling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
It is, like, it is. It's life jump real crazy. Like, life is really crazy.
Like, it take us to fall to the deepest depths just to be like,
rock bottom, yeah.
I can go past the sky, I can go past the dome for the people. Y'all know. If you know, you know. But, all right.
I don't know.
Let me see. Okay, we're going to switch gears to your first big achievement. So what was the first major achievement in your life that you were truly proud of, and how did you celebrate that?
Man, I got a couple, but the first big achievement, what do I consider an achievement?
That's a good question. Yeah, the fact that you're thinking out loud.
I got a lot. Don't get me wrong. A lot of good things happen for me, you know.
But what are the things that stood out? That
I'm not gonna lie. I got a college degree. You know, that's a good thing. But that I'm not really even like
up there with it.
Yeah, like to be real with you, I was more proud. I mean, I hope I don't sound ignorant saying this, but I was kind of more proud when I started like meeting rappers and doing cover art and clothes for them, like having opportunities like that. I was kind of more proud of that than I was of the degree. Cause I told myself in college, like my sophomore year, I kind of realized like I'm not gonna get a job off of this. I'm gonna make it myself. I'm gonna pave my
Exactly.
own way. So I kind of knew I was at like the last 2 years of college. I was just there on vacation for. I knew I wasn't gonna use this joint, you know.
What you got your degree in?
Graphic design.
Okay.
So I could go get a good job, but I don't see myself in no desk sitting down drawing all day. To be real, that ain't.
That ain't what you want to do.
Yeah, I'd rather go sell my stuff in the street, have like my own schedule, do it how I do, you know.
I'm glad somebody else finally has said it. Like, literally, when I was graduating from Valdosta, I was like, I'm at the graduation, like, when is it going to be over? Because it's like, for me, my life was, everybody knew how I was about school and my education and everything. So it was like, it wasn't really like a big thing for me. It wasn't like, oh, I wonder if I'm going to make it.
Right.
It's kind of like, I'm here. I know what I'm here to do.
Right.
So it was like I was already locked in on that. So when the day came and it was like, first of all, they disrespected me at my graduation. They said my name. They said my name wrong. They had us do all this stuff to make sure that they said the names right. They left me out the program. I graduated cum laude. Did not have it on there.
Dang.
And I'm looking at the program. I'm like, where's my name? Like I know.
Dang. That's
you know.
messed up, though.
I was so, like, it was a lot of things that had threw me off. And I was just like, I'm so ready to go because, like, somebody's lying.
Right.
My degree come a month later after, and it had all my credentials on the paper. But I'm like, dang, it's crazy because now everybody, well, I know they probably not looking for me, but I was expecting to be like, okay, you done put all of this work in. Your name should at least be on there.
Right.
Done said my name wrong on the mic and everything. I was just like, wow, this is ghetto. But no, I totally agree with that. Like college, what people don't understand is, for example, your professors are your professors. They're not your teachers,
Right.
and they don't know the difference.
Right.
You come in and you expect people to teach you. They really there to just guide you and give you assignments.
Yeah. It's so like it's so much like so little responsibility is really put on you. It's really up to you to be like a disciplined person and go get it done. Because similar situation with me, like I had to teach myself. I went to Georgia State thinking I was going to take classes and learn how to. I wanted to work for Cartoon Network. So
that's fine.
Yeah, as a kid, like growing up. So I'm thinking I'm going to go to Georgia State and take classes to learn how to animate, to make cartoon. Man, I get there, I'm looking at the paper under, like, you know, they got all the categories like science, math, all that, and then they had art. They had, like, graphic design, music, all this stuff. I'm like, where animation at? I'm looking down the list. Man, they had nothing. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm going to choose graphic design. I went and talked to the art advisor, like, right after that. Signed my joint, walked across the street to, I think it's, like, Sparks Hall or something.
Okay.
I can't remember. It's old. But I walked over there, talked to the art advisor, and I was like, man, I'm trying to learn how to make cartoons. What class? Where's the animation classes? He was like, bro, we don't offer that here. He was like, Georgia State don't offer animation classes. Mind you, this was 2014 though, so they probably do now. But back then, he was like, nah, bro. He was like, but we got a computer lab with all the software on it. You can go teach yourself. And man, that's what I had to do. So that's kind of why I realized I wasn't gonna work for nobody, bro. I taught myself how to do this. I can teach myself how to make money. You know what I'm saying? You know.
In the most literal.
Yeah, we living in too advanced of an era, like too much technology for you to not know how to get some money, bro. Like for real, like it's too much, too many ways.
And I was just like, before you came, I was on the phone with my friend, and we was talking about how people be like, oh, AI's taking over, but I was like, but everything took over at a point in time. Like you can take something as simple as a boat. People used to swim across the river, but then they started putting wood together. Now you got a boat. Now you got freaking bigger boats, motorboats, right?
Yeah.
Now you got yachts.
Yachts, yeah.
So it's like you can't really look at it like, oh, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Because literally everything that we see right here was an advancement. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to go with the time.
If you really think about it, I feel like technology or the advancement of technology is really just ways to make humanity lazier. Like what you just said, where we used to swim, now we riding on this joint and letting the machine work for it, you know, for us to get across.
Yeah.
So I feel like everything is just how lazy can we make you.
How comfortable.
Yeah, how comfortable. Like, you know, it's like, that's what I'm seeing. You know,
okay.
So everything, laziness took over.
Devil's advocate with you. Okay, so you know how people be like, we have the same 24 hours in a day.
Yes.
But it's not true. Like, let's take us.
Yeah.
Let's take us, and then let's take a celebrity. where they don't have to drive or do other things for themselves like that. They have more time to put into their craft. They got time to make more money while getting those services still completed. They don't have to. Well, I don't. Everybody not the same, but let's take stereotypical celebrity. Oh, you got a maid, you got a nanny, you got this, you got that. That's a lot of stuff taken off your plate where you can put your time where it needs to be, and then all your extra time, you do what you want to do. We don't have that.
Right.
Just like even something as simple as this. I have to shoot it. I have to edit it. I have to color it. I have to do all of that stuff by myself because I don't necessarily have a team to pass that on to.
Right.
But
and on the like flip side of that though, when you win though, you gonna get 100% of the reward though. Yeah. I kind of prefer no team too. Like people ask me, or dang, that's crazy blooper. Now people ask me, like I ain't trying to say it like that, but some people have asked me like to sell. Like, can I just give them some of my shirts? They sell them, like, out in the street, too, but in
like be like a distributor.
Yeah, but I'm kind of like, man, I don't really want to split my, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't, it's, you do it by yourself, you get more. And I've been doing it 4 years now, so. Once I actually sat back and took time to realize how far I actually came, because, boy, I be in grind mode, man, for real. Like, I don't really chill. I don't sit back and party and go celebrate and all that. Like I told you, I'm really with the travel. I'm just in grind mode. But once I really sat back and really like, dang, bro, you done did all this over these 4 years. And to think about, like, when I started, like I told you over there in Food Depot parking lot, I was just broke when I first started selling clothes. I just wanted some money. I wasn't thinking to be no
designer,
dropping off clothes to rappers and doing, like, vlogs with Taylor Girls. Shout out Taylor Girls. I wasn't thinking about, like, that was going to be something I was doing. But, so when I sit back and really look at it, it make me grateful. It make me just want to just sit back and just kind of kick my feet up and just chill. Like, man, bro, like, you did a 180 out this joint for real, because I was really like dirt po type. And I just started selling my clothes, and, it was a good time period to start because it was like that unemployment money and that PPP money was going around then and all type of stuff. So I started eating quick.
I didn't get nothing when COVID came.
Oh yeah, I didn't get nothing either. I was getting the people who got it money. Yeah, I was selling them clothes. I was getting their money. I didn't get a PPP either.
Along with like going through all of this, was there any unexpected challenges or any like surprises that came and you was like, oh dang?
For sure, definitely plenty. Still, I expect some coming soon. That's never gonna stop as a hustler, as an entrepreneur. I say. The first and the main one that I even worry about to this day is getting kicked out of these parking lots that I'm selling my clothes in because I don't pay rent. I just usually, I got, good connections and covered. Like I said, I know a lot of these folks, so a lot of people tell me, bro, come post up in front of my store. So I really just do it for free, which is a blessing. I appreciate everybody who let me sell in front of their establishment, So I just be more so worried about, the parking lot manager, somebody calling on me, snitch, hey, who is this guy? He's selling
got
clothes.
A permit?
Yeah. Luckily, they don't really do that much, though. It'll be like if I go and buck and do something stupid, man, and then, So, yeah, but if I just play it cool, give everybody a shirt now and then, the employees and stuff at the stores, give them a free one, give their kids, they come with their kid, get their kids something, I'm good. So that's, the main challenge, though, is for me and how I sell my clothes. Which, if you don't know, I sell them out in the street, like how your favorite rappers used to out of their trunk. That's what I'm doing with T-shirts in the modern day. So, the biggest challenge with that is staying in one place for a long time without paying rent.
Now, earlier we was talking about how we like you just said, you have connections instead of having to pay and stuff. What is the importance of that? Like, can you speak on that? Of having people look out for you.
Relationships can be worth more than money sometimes. I'm not going to lie, depending on who you're dealing with, really all the time, because that money you get, let's say, okay, this is something I had to realize early on, because when I first started, when I was at Georgia State and I'm doing the graphic design, I was doing cover art for rappers first. This was the first thing I was doing was cover art for rappers. And so I'm drawing on the computer, drawing their cover art, all that. And people would always tell me, bro, you getting in touch with these rappers and stuff, you doing their cover art, charge them. And I'm like, nah, bro, what I'm gonna charge them? $100? I'm doing this in 2016, 17, this way back. So man, that $100 I would have got from that, I'm been burnt that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's the relationship though. Say I made a partnership with it or did it for free, and I'm like, hey, bro, let me be in one of your music videos, or when I need you, come be in one of my vlogs or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I might not cash that check in until 8 years later, right now, 7 years later. You know what I'm saying? But that 100 gone in a week. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta, as an entrepreneur, take the, I don't even look at it as the short end of the stick. I mean, but you gotta give stuff away for free, or you gotta do stuff for free. You gotta realize you don't have a name. You trying to come knock on their door to get in this place that they already in. They foot in the door. You trying to get somebody to hear you knocking outside. You feel me? Like,
that's a word.
right.
That's a
So
word.
it's
Nah,
like people
for
really
real.
come in this joint too entitled. People really think they somebody they not. Like, bro, you gotta realize you at the bottom, boy. Don't nobody. Who are you? You know what I'm saying?
Humble
Go make
yourself.
right for real. Make yourself known first, and then come with some respect, and we can do business. You know, the rappers, you know, or the celebrities, you know, depending on who they are, their character, they'll rock with you if they're a good one. You know.
Then on top of that, like just being authentic, cause it's like you can only be fake for so long,
Yeah.
and trying to pretend like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, and it's like, but then when it's time to show up, how you coming? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, I don't think a lot of people understand that, cause like, even when people come on my podcast, I tell them like I would have normally gave you a rundown, but I met you in person, so it was different. But like even for you doing this, you if you do book a shoot with me, I'm gonna give you a percentage off. You know what I'm saying? Because you doing me a due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you don't have to do it, but it's like I know I don't. I'm not finna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna charge you to be on my podcast, or you gotta charge me to do this and do that. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's necessary, okay, cool. But I look out for people who look out for me.
And that's where I'm supposed to come in. Since you do this for me for free, I'm supposed to come in when I need. You know, we got August 3rd. Stay tuned, man. You know, that's all I'm gonna say. But you know, that's all I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to get you around what I'm connected to. You know what I'm saying? Because you helping me out, and that's how it's supposed to be. Really, if more folks thought like that, we could build empires way quicker than this.
Literally.
Everybody want to be the only man shining, bro. It's lonely at the top anyway. I wouldn't even want to go up by myself anyway, bro. You be bored being the only person in your clique with money, bro. What the heck? You having to pay for everybody? You be having to isolate just to be around a real one, you know what I'm saying? To be around some real, genuine, positive energy, you know what I'm saying? So I'd rather make everybody richer, as many people as I can. For real, people just, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on.
Like when I speak on like my short films, for example, like we had started one back in September of last year. Some things happened at home and my equipment had to be shipped off. So wow, we needed one more scene. We still need that one more scene. Yeah, like I'm gonna show you a little bit afterwards.
Okay.
I got like a small trailer, but it was so close, and that was probably one of the most excited times that I had been, because this was gonna be my first short film out of school, and I had my people. Like I will say, shout out to my friends, because literally they don't have to do anything. I have one friend, the one that I was talking to before you came here. She lives in West Virginia, and she was still helping me.
Dang, that's what's up, though.
Like, she was going through all the paperwork for me and everything. Like, we was working. Like, I vlogged it for the first, until it basically had to end. But I was doing, like, a 12-week year. I read a book, and it was, like, just, press your years down into 12 weeks, and you'll get so much more done. And I took it to heart. And I was like, oh, we doing this.
Okay.
We doing it. When we locked in so fast. I had people auditioning. It was so fun though. It was like everybody was so hyped to do it, and I was like, dang, I really got these people out here. I'm teaching them how to use my equipment. Like I have so much equipment. I'm teaching them how to use the cameras, how to use the mics, and how to set up. And everybody was just so like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you do this. You know what I'm saying? It was just a good feeling to make your people smarter and more like aware, and give them skills that they can probably use at any given moment. So I don't know. I feel you when you say like you want your people to come up with you.
Yeah, you got to find people who are willing to listen though and accept. Like a lot of people, like man, like I said, man, it's a hierarchy to this. Meaning like it's levels to this. Like some people are the king, some people are the pawns. You know what I'm saying? If everybody played their role, knew their role, accepted their role, and realized that their role is only temporary, bro, you can be the bottom boy, but give you a year, 5 years, you can be up there at the top. You know?
Yeah.
It's like a turn thing. So I'm glad you got friends who are willing to see like, all right, she's in charge of this, let's assist her. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, nah, I want to do it my way. Everybody think they want to do it their way, and it don't even, you know.
the thing about
It's
my
crazy.
I asked them, I'd be like, what's y'all opinion? Like, if you see the work we put in, like, we had weekly meetings, we had surveys, we had vote offs and everything. Like, I wanted them to be as included as I was. It was parts where they didn't want to. Like, I'll be like, what y'all think we need to put in the story? They be like, I don't know. I'm like, it's okay. I'm open to suggestions. Like, it's not just me, because this is our project. Like, yeah, my name on it, but y'all names on it too. But I know, I get where they was coming from. It's like, no, we just trying to make your dream come true.
I'm like that too, kind of like if I do like a music video, I'll start asking the folks. They're like, bro, what you think? What you think? What you
Yeah.
think? Like, and it's not even on some like I don't know what to do. It's just kind of like, man, it's 5 brains right here versus one. Like y'all could probably come up with something. I'm excited right now too. I ain't even probably thinking as straight as I would if it was some. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Y'all
and sometimes
just
you miss
inspire me.
things.
Yeah,
You miss
for
things.
real, man. Them little events and them shoots and stuff like that go by so quick. Like for real.
And they might see something you don't see. They might have an idea like, dang, if we just turn the camera this way, or if you just put this person here, and it all come together.
Right.
But yeah, and honestly, shout out to my brother,
Okay.
because literally, like, oh my gosh, we had some discrepancies, especially how fast we were moving into production, and I didn't think I didn't think to ask them, because I was like, they don't never talk about stuff like that. But my older brother, he auditioned and everything, and I was like, what? He was like, yeah, I do this.
Okay, shout out my boy.
And I was like, okay. So I had everybody look at it, because I was like, I think he did a great job. And I was like, but I don't want to be biased, because that's my brother.
Right.
So I had to send it out to the group and everything, and had them review it. They was like, yeah. So I was like, big shout out to him, because it was like, without him, because I needed that main character. Everybody else had been casted, but the person that we had to drop out due to scheduling discrepancies.
Oh, dang, okay.
So I was like, he came through for me.
That's good though. That's good. You got that's a support system, right? Relationship worth more than money, you know.
Definitely.
He came through, looked out, because you got a, bond.
Yeah.
That's your brother, you know. So that's good. That junk come in handy more so than the money sometimes.
I guess we're going to go into major setbacks. So can you share an experience of your first major setback or failure, and how did you cope with it?
And what, I guess you got to ask me in what chapter of my life, because with the clothes, like, I'm going to just say, getting kicked out the block.
I'm about to say, well, I don't know you like that.
Okay, my bad. Well, with the clothes, I'm going to say the biggest, like, hardships really be getting kicked out and finding a new spot.
Okay.
And then, but, like, I could say before that, though, let's say when I was really going through hardships, let's say, like, back in college when I was doing the cover art for the rappers and stuff. Okay. The hardships with that was, I feel like, trying to keep up with the Joneses, kind of. That's when I was having a lot of issues. I was trying so hard to get my clothes. I mean, not my clothes, my bad. My art to the rappers, like, and stuff. I was burning myself out and not really getting any traction, So that was, like, a lot of hardships. Like, dang, am I going to get them to sign me? I was real heavy on getting signed back then. And then what else can I say? Trying to build a name for yourself. I say, like, that's probably, that ain't really a setback, but I feel like that's like a lingering thought in every, whether you be like an influencer on TikTok or hustler, whatever, I don't know, store owner, anybody. Like, I feel like there's always that feeling in the back of your mind, so.
When did you feel like the pressure was getting, like, overbearing? Like, when you felt like you were burning out? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it don't really, like I said, I kind of got it set up with the clothes. So I'm just speaking all from back then, like all back in college. This is when I was 20, I'm 22. I was 22 probably back then. So, what can I say? You said, when did I start feeling the pressure? Okay, so I started doing the cover art for the rappers. Really, like I started like my second semester of my senior year. So I only had a 6-month window. You feel me? So the pressure started getting on, like, once I got to, like, the 5th month. Because it's like, I was like, man, I got to, because I was living in an apartment at Georgia State. I had Hope Scholarship. So Hope and a grant was covering my tuition. But I was taking out a loan every, however, quarter, whatever you call it, semester, to pay for my apartment all 4 years. So I was like, man, I got to, and I was just working a little job at school. Didn't have, like I said, didn't have no money for it. So I was like, man, I got to get signed by one of these rappers to keep get
Keep
some
doing
money
it,
so I can stay out here in Atlanta. Because I knew if I graduated and I don't have like a job that could pay for an apartment, bro, I'm going back to Covington,
Right.
which ended up happening. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the pressure was on. Like really, that whole once I started, I was like, bro, I know I only got 6 months to try to do this. You know, because school started. This was like December was when I first got around like Hood Rich Pablo and all that. December 2017, and then like I was graduating like May 2018. So
Right.
you see what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh shoot, I done met bro. I gotta try to
His
I
time.
ain't get signed by him. Let me try to get on the next label. Like let me try to meet Future or Thug or Gucci or somebody get signed by.
Yeah.
You know, I was like thinking like that back then. You know, I don't really care to get signed now for the record.
I feel like it's crazy how we went through those stages and then realized like cause I didn't have nobody. I was the first gen, so I didn't have really nobody to look up to or to ask. Like I said, my cousin left, so I was like, I had planned on, basically being under her wing for my freshman year to like see what the ropes was.
Right.
But once you got out there, it was like, I gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
But it was like too late to realize. Like I know one of our senior assignments was we had to put in like, I want to say 100 different job applications.
Dang.
And I didn't realize how hard it was to get a yeah. Like, and then on top of that, it was like some jobs you will get and they'll be like, oh, we'll pay you to move out here and stuff. And it's like, move out there. Like, I don't want to move. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have nobody. All my family live out here.
Right.
And what you want me to do? You want me to move to California? You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That's
like, I barely know what we doing now.
Yeah, I know, right?
So you go out there barely knowing what you doing, and then next thing you know, you back.
Yeah.
I was like, that's too big of a risk for me.
Right.
And then on top of that, with my car situation at the time, it was just like, you're loud. We hear you.
Dang.
But it was just a lot going on with that. And I sometimes I wish that we had people to actually be real with us in those situations where it was like, this is not a time or a place where it's like you're going to be given a job. This is a place where you have to make something of yourself. Like, yeah, you in school, you doing the assignments, but that ain't what it's about.
Right. Most people are traditional, though, so they can't teach you what they don't know. So they just going to tell you go get a job. Like, I'm talking about most people are traditional. Like, for us, if we sit down and deep think and try to come up with, man, most folks don't even have the attention span to do that. Most folks don't have the attention span to sit here this long and, you know what I'm saying, do an interview, answer these questions, like, accurately. And, man, come on, man.
They'll give you BS and be like, okay, and next.
So you got to just find people who are like-minded. That's way easier said than done. Like, that's super hard, especially, I ain't going to say that. It's super hard, though. It's super hard, though. Like, it's super hard to find people who think the same.
I say... I would. It's hard for me to agree in that aspect just because, like, I guess when I was in high school and college, I was already around those people for the most part. Like, me and my twin, we was into the same things. We went to college and we went into computer science together. And we did change. We went to mass media afterwards, but it was more so like I went to Valdosta initially for computer science, but I also was looking at the mass media program anyway. But I think, bruh, I got the sophomore year, and I had never taken calculus a day in my life.
Dang.
Like, I didn't take pre-cal in. I didn't take none of that stuff at Newton. And I was like, dang. I was like, what am I finna do? Because this man's accent is thick as shit. Nobody know what he's saying, and he whispering. in a classroom full of, like, 60 kids. And I'm like, this ain't gonna work. So I had to decide between, do I need to drop this class or do I need to drop my computer science class? And I was asking my mom, I was going through, I was like, Mom, I don't know what to do. Like, what should I do? She was like, I can't make this decision for you. And like even those little conversations taught me like, I have to become more decisive and know what I actually want in order to get to a new place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know. I just appreciate those little things. And those, they stick with me for a lot. But
that's good. It's good. Really, I feel like setbacks are just the good parts of your story or the good parts of your chapter. Like, if you overcome it, you know what I'm saying? That's like
something to brag about.
That, and then it's like a story to tell. Like, you'll be armed now with, like, you'll never go through that again if you smart. Now you got the knowledge to teach the next person. Nobody want to watch a movie where, it ain't no conflict or no challenge, no hardship, nothing to overcome. Everybody want to watch a movie to see, do the good guy win? Do he beat the obstacle? Do he beat the bad guy? You know what I'm saying? That's what the obstacles in your journey is. Do you beat the bad guy? Everybody want to see. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you gonna do it? That's where it make it fire. That's what make your interviews have some juice to them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I I be telling people this, but like, do you know like about mythology and stuff, like Zeus and
Yeah.
Hades
Okay.
and
Okay.
stuff?
Yeah.
I used to tell people, I'm like, bruh, Hades is misunderstood. Like he in the underworld by himself because he's casted out by somebody who's looked at as a god. And because he put all that pressure on his brother to be the bad person, everybody else is following in him, but they not giving him no chance for real. Like I be advocating for Hades so much, and I just be like, cause nobody ever want to listen to the villain side of the story, cause you already painted them and you already see like, oh, they a bad person. Why we gotta listen to them? But they got a story too. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, and I don't know why I'm saying this, but I just feel like everybody deserves to be like had their story told.
Yeah.
So
That's fair. I mean, I feel like judging, like people judging, prevents a lot of opportunities. Like,
yeah,
people might look at somebody and, oh, he broke or he dressed like this or he ain't. But if you speak to him, dude could connect you to, oh, he might not have it, but his aunt work at this company that you interested in. And
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, man? People really like judge folks and stuff. Like, I get judged all the time selling my clothes outside.
really.
Man, people probably don't look at me and think I'm an educated dude and talk correctly and all that. You know what I'm saying? They probably like, man, this nigga got some weed up under them clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I literally met you really last week.
Yeah.
But when we start talking, I was like, okay, cool. Like you seem cool to me, so I was like,
I appreciate it.
You know,
it ain't really the younger folks either that do
oh,
that.
it's
I
the
know
older
that,
people.
Yeah, I know this be like
Okay.
older folks who sit down and watch too much news, think we all the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the young guys, you know, the younger folks like, oh, bro, look just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Wait, he ain't no threat. He's selling shirts. I ain't see no gun, no nothing. So I think he's straight. You know, that's
like
how the young guys look at it.
I guess because maybe they had been through. Obviously, they've been through different things than we had, and they from the segregation era and everything, and they seen other stuff that we haven't experienced yet. And like that's why I try not to be so hard on everybody all the time. I ain't gonna say that I just never, but being realistic is like everybody has gone through something that maybe somebody else hasn't. So it does kind of shift their perspective and be like,
right.
Okay, maybe I need to watch out for you because I don't know what you got going. I mean, that's hard. That's
it is. It's just, I don't know. It's the world we live in. You know, it's an uphill battle, but just keep going. You're going to overcome it.
What they say, it is what it is.
Yeah. Faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. That's all you need right there.
So looking back, is there anything that you would have done differently in handling a setback that you experienced?
I'll say there's I'm about to say probably some real shit. I probably shouldn't even say this real, but to be real, if I could go back, I'd probably tell myself not to smoke as much weed.
Okay.
Growing up, like over these past couple years, like I probably don't conduct myself like I smoke a lot, but I smoke a whole lot, and I don't know. I kind of be thinking about like, dang, what if I went through my 20s sober or just smoking occasionally? You know, where would I be? You know, I feel like I'm in a good spot now, you know, but it just be like, dang, what would I have done different if I wasn't geeked up all the time? You know what I'm saying? Not to say that I'm on that like that, but shoot, you know, that's kind of how I was thinking though, you know.
Yeah.
So that's just one thing I tell myself. I don't, you know, people be like, oh, they'll go back and tell themselves, oh, just take it easy, just slow down, relax, you're good. Like, nah, hell nah.
Press the gas.
Yeah, press the gas, keep going. I didn't do nothing wrong back then with that. So that's all. I cut back on the dope, little bro. That's what I would have said.
Now, okay, this is coming from a sober person 24/7.
That's good.
Now, I'm really into like psychology and things of that nature. Now, is there a reason why you were doing it so much or whatever?
At first, it was just, you know, I started smoking 19, I say consistently 19 years old.
Okay.
At Georgia State. Shout out Georgia State. What I was going to say, it was peer pressure. My buddies did it, you know, and I was the new guy to it, but they had already been smoking. So the way they smoking 5 blunts a day, turning up, you know, so I'm thinking it's the normal, you know, so I start turning up too. You know what I'm saying? And been turning up ever since.
Okay.
And yeah, so I don't know, it was just fun.
Okay.
It was just what the guys doing. It's fun, you know what I'm saying? They didn't die from us. Because I used to be like, nah, bro, y'all gonna die smoking. That's crack. Like, you know, I was in high school, like, you know. they ain't die after about 2 years of them smoke. I'm like, man, they kept asking, let me just try this stupid ass shit. So
Okay.
yeah, it wasn't really I can't say like I was depressed. If anything, I realized what I was depressed about in life through smoking weed. Like it
Really?
made it clear to me. Yeah,
Oh wow.
like yeah, I would say if anything, it made it clear to me what like subconscious depressions I might have and stuff. I say weed made me realize that, like, for real. I used to think a lot of stuff. Maybe growing up too, though. Maybe just getting older too and realizing, learning. But I used to think a lot of stuff was normal
Mm.
that ain't normal. You know what I'm saying? Like treatment and stuff from folks. Feeling certain ways about yourself. Like I used to think it was normal. It was when I started like kind of getting older, hanging around other folks, realizing like, dang, bro, I don't think like this. Bro, I
Mhm.
don't smoke this much weed. Why he smoke weed and he don't do it like how do why am I doing this shit so much? It kind of made you think. You know what I'm saying? That's how it hit me. Weed don't make me all lazy and go eat and lay down and be
So it
fat
just
as
make you
hell.
get in
Like
your head.
weed make me go get some money. For real.
Oh,
Man, I'm
dang.
not even trying to promote it. Like that junk really stupid that I even brought that up. But like this whole shit. But I'm just being real though.
Yeah.
Like for real, that shit ain't cool. Like really, smoking weed, like that shit really dumb. I ain't gonna lie. Like that shit really is a dumb habit, bro. I feel you wanting to escape and stuff, but I say just don't overdo it, cause that shit dumb, bro.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, be real. That's when somebody who smoke this shit, like it's just dumb. Make you spend money, make you paranoid as fuck. Like dumb, make you just do shit you wouldn't do if you were like, and it don't be bad stuff, just
Yeah.
little minor stuff, but that little minor stuff can add up to become a big problem or something, a
Do you
big
think that
deal.
can make people like feel anxious or
See,
like?
see, like that's what I'm saying. Like I was already anxious. I was already like when we were in high school though. Maybe you got it a little bit. Maybe your tail in the high school, but we didn't hear about no anxiety and OCD. Like we didn't, mental illnesses have like a real spotlight on them now. When we were in
Yes.
school, you didn't hear about no ADHD. Like if somebody had ADD or ADHD back then, you're like, oh, what's wrong with you, bro? Like it wasn't touched on. So
We didn't
like
really
we didn't,
understand it.
yeah, nobody really spoke. It wasn't on TV like how it is. Like it just wasn't talked about as much. So people would be like, you got a mental illness. They automatically thought you was special ed. Like you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It was no, he's not special. He's bipolar or he's
Like he literally has
schizophrenic.
something going on in
Yeah,
there.
like it was like one or the other. You normal or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how we like. I ain't gonna say we like me and you, but that's when I was at school. That's how it was looked at. So, but from growing up and remembering how I felt in certain situations and knowing the definition now of them mental illnesses and stuff, man, I had anxiety in middle school and high school. I didn't at the time. I didn't know it. Like I can tell you, this is a real story though. We at Turner Lake too. I used to get real bad like anxiety attacks in Turner Lake, like the gym over here, like playing ball, like going and play ball. Like I don't know if it was like the crowd, like I think it was like the crowd. This was, man, we used to go to Turner Lake. What grade? Maybe like, man, 8th, 9th, probably 9th, 10th, like all throughout high school. Like I was young, man. This is a minute ago, but for real. And I don't know. I guess it was like the crowd of people, and people waiting to play next, so they watching you like, oh shit, I don't want to fuck up. They gonna think I suck everybody in here. So I used to go in the gym, and I would get like this, like, man, heart beating, like like losing breath and all that. And I'd be like, I was like, bro, like, what is this? Like I didn't even, but we didn't know anxiety and bipolar and all that back then. So as I got older, I'm like, oh, you had anxiety, bro.
Yeah.
That was anxiety attacks, like, but at the time, I'm just like, I remember I walk up to my home, I'm like, hey, bro, I'm shook, bro. I'm scared, bro. Like I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like I walk up to him and tell me like, bro, nah, you good, bro. I'm like, I don't know. I feel weird as talking to my homeboy. Back then, that's what I told him. But now I'm like, oh, nah, bro, you had
That's what that
anxiety.
was.
It was like stage fright, kind of, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, weed kind of made me realize this shit I already had that I didn't realize,
I'm glad that you speaking on it
Yeah.
because of the fact that one, I don't have a lot of men come on my podcast like that.
For real?
Yeah. Like this is new for me, like in person conversations like this, because when I initially started, it was more so towards COVID time.
Yeah.
So it was more so if it's online and things of that nature. Like,
Good point.
I got these mics and stuff, and like September-ish.
They hard, too.
You appreciate it, I just like quality. But the thing about it is, it's like hearing people actually talk about their experiences and stuff, that, I don't know, it just do something. it do something for me.
A lot of dudes be thinking they too hard or too tough to talk about it, but real shit, like if you putting yourself in a position to be an influencer, you trying to be like a celebrity, you want everybody to look at you like you somebody because you got the chains and all that stupid shit. You need to say something positive and be a good role model to these folks. So you got to, you trying to be the king, you got to tell where you fucked up, you know, and you messed up, and you know, so you don't just make yourself look like you Superman to
like
the
you
top.
Perfect,
like, oh,
right?
Bro, I ain't never, man, come on, bro. These niggas be, man, that's what give these young dudes a false sense of reality and make them think they gotta treat girls this way or they gotta be super tough all the time. Cause niggas, man, these boys get on these interviews and be lying, bro, and be talking all super tough, man.
Like, cause even rappers will tell you, like, I don't live that lifestyle. I just rap about it because I know that that's what y'all want to hear.
What? And niggas respect that. That ain't no real. You ain't real, bro. That is not real, bro.
It's
not when I was growing up. That's not what real individuals did.
So yeah, I appreciate you actually being open enough to like speak on it.
Yeah, it ain't gonna like. I don't care if somebody look at me as lame or something for saying that, cause I ain't gonna say why I don't care.
Yeah.
I just know I got motion, so you calling me lame ain't gonna have no ounce of effect on my motion. So I don't care. I can be at this point, shoot. Like I said, I look at myself as big Covington, big bro out here, whatever. Let me say some real, you know what I'm saying? Let me say something real. Show these boys that I ain't perfect. You know, I go through stuff too. I went through stuff to get to where I am right now, you know? Yeah, it wasn't no easy climb to the top, and it still ain't no easy climb right now, you know? And it's still going, and I expect more hardships to come. I'm already knowing they gonna come. It's just when, you know? So you gotta prepare.
That's what's up.
Appreciate
like, cause that's what I operate on, realness and authenticity, because it's like, I mean, a lot of people that gonna try to cover that up, I don't want to talk about my mistakes. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about everything that I achieved. But it's like, your achievement is probably once. Like, if we being so real, you gonna fail way more than you succeed, and that's just the reality of it. And if you scared to talk about that, it's like you really don't want to succeed for real.
Yeah, are you insecure or something? Because it's like, to me, like I said, that's what make the story good. You know, the movie good. Yeah, like you saying the bad, that show the conflict, bro. You overcame that. I really would respect you more for going through something and beating that, and now you on to the next mission. And for you to like, oh, bro, it got hard. I gave up, bro. I threw in the towel, bro. What? Doing it, man. What? Lose all respect for you, bro.
When I tell you that, like, I don't know, when you be saying stuff, it just be like, it's like a movie playing in my head, like little flashbacks. But I say probably one of the most adverse times that I had in my life is when I got diagnosed with diabetes, and that was in 2019 when I started my podcast.
Wow.
And I lost my sight for a month.
Whoa.
And I had to go back down to Valdosta by myself.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was real. It was tough. And I talk about this story so much because I was gonna quit. I was in my junior year of college, and I was like, I'm gonna be blind. Like, I'm not gonna get my sight back.
That's fucked
You know, like, I couldn't even see myself in the mirror. It was so bad. I had, like, my phone, like, a lot of people probably don't even know this, but on your phone, they have things with, where you can, like, say if you touch this thing and it'll speak it to you. Things like that. Like, I didn't know about that until I had to figure out how in the world am I going to get in contact with my family? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And it was just like, I had got so discouraged because I was like, bro, I'm not going to be able to see no more.
Oh, that's crazy.
And apparently something wrong with me. I didn't know I was diabetic for real. Like, I knew something was wrong because I had started losing weight, like, real crazy. Like, I was in heavy 180s, and in, like, April, March, had got all the way down. My lowest was 126.
Dang.
And I ain't gonna, like I tell people, as fine as I was sick. And I couldn't lift weights anymore because all my muscle mass was literally deteriorating. And it was just like, it was such a hard time because I couldn't explain to nobody what was really going on. Like, we'll go to the gym, and, like, my family real big on working out. And I'm like, I can't lift 10 pounds. And they thinking, T, what are you doing?
Like you playing.
And I was like, I can't do this. Like, and it made me emotional sometimes because it's like, honestly, I don't know how I made it. Because I was operating really high for months. And I'm like, bruh, my doctor had came, well, she didn't come, but she was on the phone because I was in Valdosta. She was like, I'm surprised you're not in a diabetic coma. I was like, what? Like, you didn't tell me none of this. It was so much that I had to go through with that. But it was like, at the end of the day, I came back, and I mean, I graduated. I did all that stuff. That's not the
That's
important
really
part,
good,
you
though.
know.
But that's good that you did that with all that to overcome.
It was a lot.
You made it. That's good, though.
That's why I tell people, like, the things that we can do, don't take it for granted.
Yeah, you just gotta really put your mind. You gotta really want this joint.
Yeah.
For real, like really want it.
Cause one day it could be like literally I woke up and it was gone, and I was like, I'm thinking, oh, I just gotta rub my eyes, it'll come back. Did not come back.
See,
it got worse.
That's scary. That's scary right there. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's scary.
Yeah, but that was a setback, but we gonna move on.
I'm glad you overcame it, for real.
I appreciate it.
Like that just make you a stronger person.
Yes.
So I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you too.
Thank you.
For sure, no problem.
Okay, so this is gonna be our final segment.
Last
and
segment.
it's gonna be the first time that you try something new. Either it could be this year or just something that made you excited. So, what's the first significant hobby or skill that you decided to learn, and what motivated you to start?
Graphic design.
Okay.
That was probably like the first skill I learned. So like just drawing on the computer, stuff like that. That was in 2015. What prompted me to learn was my desire as a kid. I just really wanted to be, like I said, a cartoonist for Cartoon Network or Adult Swim. I used to watch all them cartoons on there and be like, bro, I can make one of these but better.
What animation style did you like? Like which one was like, yeah,
I wasn't really with the Boondock style like anime. I was more like I like The Simpsons a lot growing up. I watched like South Park and then like, Billy and Mandy and stuff like that. I was more like with the cartoony like circle head, not no real proportions and stuff, like with the circle joints, you know what I'm saying? Like just a little stupid looking cartoon characters, yeah, doing stupid stuff.
So I know you a little bit older than me. What was like your era of cartoon? Like when did you stop? Like what was showing on TV when you were like, all right.
When I was done? So like high school, like when I'm done with high school, probably like this around like time like Clarence and regular show was ending. Like coming to Adventure Time, all that was ending. Like what's Uncle Grandpa, like stupid shit. Like what else? I wasn't even watching it.
Like Gumball and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I was in the more like if I was gonna watch a cartoon, I was gonna watch like Rick and Morty probably back then. Like this was when like 18. Yeah, probably like gonna watch like Rick and Morty probably if I was gonna watch one. So yeah.
I'm finna get you out of here.
No, it's good, man. It's good. Forget that. I can talk on this phone later. But yeah, that was my little era. They're John crazy, man.
When you were learning how to do it, like how long did it take you to learn it? Or was it hard? Like describe that process.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. It took me how long? So I told you what the art advisor said. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I let that junk discourage me. I didn't go into that computer lab to try to learn. It took me like the whole school year. I went and asked him the day before school started, my freshman year. I didn't ask him I didn't go into that computer lab until the summer of my freshman year going to sophomore year.
Right.
So June, like I asked him August, I didn't go in there till June and try. And I finally just tried. Like it was like weird, man. It was like I knew I needed to go. Like I knew like, bro, I need to go. Like the whole time. Summer came, so now there's no school. You ain't got no excuse. Like, and I had an apartment, so I'm still living at Georgia State, but it's just no kids. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So you got all the time, no distractions.
Right. So I would go to sleep every night, and it would just be like a voice telling me, like, bro, you're supposed to go to that computer. Like, go to that computer. Like it was on my ass, like a voice, like real shit. Like, I ain't crazy, bro. Like, it was like a voice. Like, it was like, you need to go to that computer. And it just was eating me up like guilt or something. And I just went in there, and I remember I tried. And it was so hard, like it was so difficult because I didn't know where to start. First of all, I was doing on a MacBook. I didn't know how to work a Mac, so I had to learn how to work a Mac, then work the art. Like, bro, that junk was. I remember sitting at that computer about to cry in that computer. I was like, man, I hope the lady don't see this, man. Like, real life, bro, that junk had me frustrated as hell,
Oh my God.
But I say, how long it take? It didn't take long once I got the hang. Probably like that was like 2015.
Yeah.
I'll say it took a couple months. Now, for me to get good as far as, like, the way it looked, like, to hone in on my craft, to make the drawings look better, the cartoon move smoother, that took years. But as far as getting the initial rundown, it took a couple months. It was hard, though, man. It was just real tedious. Didn't have a teacher, didn't know what to look up, didn't know what I was clicking on, like,
Did you use YouTube?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I used YouTube. And they had like this back then. They had some website. I can't even remember the name of that joint, but the school give you this website to go on, and they supposed to have all the information. I would go on there. That joint didn't know. They wouldn't know what it was talking about. So I went to YouTube every time. Google. Yep.
And that's just so crazy to me. Cause I be telling people like the things that I learned in school, like I could have stayed home.
Yeah. Like
I could have did this at home.
College taught me more so life skill. It didn't teach me like something like new from like history or something. Like it taught me life skills. Be on time for stuff. Dress appropriately when you go out because you never know who you're gonna run into. Keep a haircut to be presentable. You know what I'm saying? Wear shoes when you go outside because you don't know if you're gonna run into a businessman. You got flip flops on. Now he ain't gonna even pay you no mind because he think you just a broke boy in the neighborhood or something. So yeah, it taught me more life stuff. It didn't teach me, I don't know, Thomas Edison type shit. Like it didn't teach me no shit like that. It taught me just life stuff, how to move, how to get money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the seed. I planted the seeds on how to get my own money working for myself in college. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. I learned because I went to the career academy from 10th grade.
That's what's up. So you kind of got like a preview.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried. I was in accounting, and honestly, I don't even know how I got into accounting.
That's hard.
It just was there. So I did the financial literacy classes and stuff like that. I was in computer science. High school computer science was not college computer science. And then on top of that, I know I talk about you a lot, but no shade to you, but you did not set me up for the right things when it came to computer science. At all. Like my last year teacher, she was fresh out of UGA.
Okay.
So she's a kid too.
Young,
and I can't blame her for not knowing what to do. But Jesus.
Yeah. They got that rate my professor joint, you know?
Yeah.
They had it back then. I don't know if they still do now.
I used it in college, but she was coming.
Oh, this was in high school?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's over with.
She was coming from UGA.
There's no rate my professor in high school.
And she was brand new, so it was like
dang.
She was trying to find herself as a teacher while trying to make sure that we didn't run over her. But
yeah, exactly.
It's like we felt bad for her more than anything. Right. It was like, dang, like girl,
too new to the game.
Way too new.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not. But at the time, you didn't even realize, like, bro, we're supposed to be doing something right now. And then you got to college and they expect you to know that stuff. Yeah. Every semester we changing from Python to Java to JavaScript to this to that.
Oh, yeah,
and you like, what is C#? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you learning all these different languages within the course of 5, not even really 6 months, because we go there mid-August, get out
December. So
you know what I'm saying?
Like really like 3 and some change.
I was like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know any of this. I don't know. But it was, I don't know. Shout out to her, though. I hope she's doing good.
Yeah. My hobby, how has it influenced my life? I mean, gave me a little flexibility. I got a little money, you know what I'm saying? Can do things I want. So it just made me. It's like you work hard, you play hard. I've been grinding 4 years. This year I really sat back. Really, this year I sat back and did a lot of things for myself, man. Like
that's good.
Yeah, I didn't do I'm not gonna do my back to school drive this year.
Okay.
That I usually do. Like, I just been putting the money and the energy into myself this year. Like, stuff that I would have done for the community, I'm just doing for me. And it's turning out straight, you know. It's cool. I'm enjoying it. Like, stuff like this.
Yeah. I feel like it's good to give back to yourself. Because I think sometimes people forget about themselves. And then when they crack, they like, what went wrong? And it's like, well, you forgot to love on yourself a little bit. Like, it's cool to not always not go to work, but, like, put everything into that one area. Like, I feel like it's always got to be some type of balance so you don't, what they say now, so you don't crash out.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, you got too much on your plate, you might have to crash out. No, I'm playing. Don't do that.
Yeah. We don't need that. We need that. We already got it.
It ain't worth it, man. Your life is worth way more than your instant gratification from checking somebody or showing somebody you the man, bro. Hell nah, bro. Fuck that. Let them have it, bro, because your life out here in the free world is worth way, way more, bro. You turn up and do way more. You putting yourself out the game early. You had a couple championship rings coming, but you done put yourself out the game, man, in JV. Like, come
you
on,
feel
bro.
me? You just gotta.
You're more valuable than you think. I've been seeing that on Instagram a lot. Don't crash out. You're more valuable than you think. I like George Rich Peso, this song. He said what it is. He said, what'd he say? He said, practice make perfect, young nigga, don't give up. I like that. I've been listening to that lately. So, yeah, don't give up. Yeah, I like that.
I feel that. So I want to thank you for coming out, sharing your first experiences
sure.
with my audience and everything. Can you give them your socials and where
Yeah.
they can find you?
My social media is one RATL and then one Holy Designer on Instagram. And YouTube, you can just type in Holy Designer in the search bar, it'll come right up. Yeah, so I'm Big Holy Designer, Big COV, Big Eric, whatever you want to call me, man. I'm from Covington, Georgia. I'm gonna put this on the map, man. Stay tuned. You're gonna see it unfold. It's the real one.
For sure. And y'all already know y'all can follow me at either DBYT Productions on Instagram or at _Senah. That's SENIH. And, this was Taisha. This was Eric. And we promise we won't bite our tongues. We're going to see y'all next time.
Right.
Bye.
Appreciate you for having me too, Taisha.
Thank you for coming.
Checking out. It's the real one.